up, guys? I'm Lucas from Games Radar.
And I'm Maxwell McGee.
And we are going to talk about the top 7 plants that will totally kill you.
They won't just maybe kill you, or kind of kill you.
Absolutely kill you.
Not even just a little stomach ache, they will kill you dead.
Now, keep in mind, Max, this is plants and not fungus or fungi.
So no weird rashes like the one.
No.
Never mind.
No poison mushrooms from Super Mario, no clickers from The Last of Us.
Okay.
This is plants. Now, with that, let's get to our top 7 picks. Picture this, Max. Half-naked woman.
Okay, I'm with you so far. Okay.
On top of a flower, a huge flower.
Okay, no.
That's trying to kill you by stabbing you with vines and impaling you on top.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yes, Allura une, also known as the Venus weeds, also known as Alron, which is the German word for mandrake.
I don't know how you remembered all that.
Fun fact.
I'm very impressed.
Yes, this is a Castlevania enemy that's recurred over time. First appeared in Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
And basically, it's just this, it's sort of like a mermaid because it's got the siren effect of a beautiful woman.
Right.
Naked, of course.
And you're like, oh, hey, I want to go hang out with that.
Yeah, you want to get into that flower, but as soon as you approach her, she puts her fist in the ground, and then spikes come out of the ground and start stabbing you, and you're like, I can't take this.
Lucas, if I had a nickel for every time a date like that went south for poor Maxwell McGee.
You'd be a rich man.
I'd be a rich man, but I'd be riddled with holes at the same time.
Now here's the freaky part. This is a plant that was watered with human blood.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of putting the miracle grow on,
right, that you gotta get the vitamins,
cut your arm
those
open,
nutrients,
just drip that blood.
You just squeeze it right on top of that.
Gross. Okay, so as you may or may not know, Max, the Bible has some kind of messed up stuff in it.
Just a little bit, yes.
And one of those is that it's a sin to take your own life.
Okay.
And this became part of Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
The epic poem and also the game.
Some heavy stuff.
Yeah, this is pretty messed up. This is dark.
Okay.
But there's the Wood of the Suicides area in the game, which is this very creepy forest filled with trees that are like brittle and gnarled, and they got like blood red roots, which is very creepy.
I don't remember this part reading the Inferno in college.
This might be...
Were there like Italian politicians stuck in there anywhere?
Let's say yes.
Okay.
But basically, if you take your own life, then you go to the 7th circle of hell.
Okay.
You get turned into a tree, and you produce fruit called suicide fruit.
Great.
Weird name. If it lands near you, then you start wanting to kill yourself. And you gotta resist in that part of the game, or else you will take your own life with your cross.
Well, this seems like it's just spreading the problem.
Yeah.
They're not making positive steps toward positive solutions here.
No. Don't kill yourselves, people.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. This is dark. All right, so let's talk about this hyper-mutated flytrap from Bulletstorm. This is a big boss encounter that you're gonna encounter in the game, and it might be about the grossest plant we have on the list. It's not especially interesting as a boss fight, but it does have these big bulbous red, it's basically a plant that bleeds all over the place. It's got these big red sacks all over. You gotta run around, guess what? You have to shoot all the sacks, they explode.
They're bright orange, so you know to shoot.
Juices and fluids coming out of them. Then the thing flips upside down, sticks to the ceiling, and then you have to run around and shoot some more.
I mean, sounds like...
Because, go figure.
An appropriate boss fight for Bulletstorm.
It finally tumbles back to the ground, those sack areas that you shot, and now there's like little tentacles or grubs or something growing out of them. You gotta shoot them as well. More fluids, more juices. It's a hideous, gross mess of a boss fight. I would not recommend it whatsoever.
Next up is Mother, and I'm not talking about the beloved JRPG series.
You're not talking about my mother?
No. Okay. This is Mother, aka an alien that crash landed into Earth, infected some plants, was in a town, killed all the adults, and then started turning the children into little plant mutants.
Okay.
It's very freaky. This is from the very, very good obscure game Sanitarium on PC.
Oh,
yeah, it's a creepy one, and this is the first area you encounter where Mother has just taken over the town. There are no parents around. You're like, what's going on? Why are all the children having super disfigured faces?
Right. Now, Lucas, let me stop you there. Is this a situation where we've got these creepy plant children and they're zombies, but we're not going to call them zombies? We're going to call them creepy plant children?
They're just creepy plant children.
Okay.
They have wills of their own,
okay.
But Mother's trying to make them into plants to be perfect and not be meat sacks.
Nobody wants to be a gross meat sack.
No.
Lucas, let me tell you about these man traps from Spelunky.
Please do.
They are a real son of a bitch. Basically, here's what happens. Here's everybody's encounter with them. I'm gonna spell it out for you right now. You're playing Spelunky. Everything's super cool. You get to the jungle. You're feeling good. You get clipped by a frog or maybe like an arrow, something.
Right.
And then you fall down a little bit, you bounce, and you land right on top of a man trap. Kills you, one hit. Doesn't matter how much health or little hearts you've collected or nothing. It's instant death. It's insane.
And it's so quick too, like the way it just sort of goes like, whoa.
Yep, they're just whoop, and you're just gone. And then they just go back to waddling around. They won't even like chase you or anything. They're just waiting for you to come to them and meet your instant demise.
The nice thing is they'll eat anything, so that includes enemies.
True.
But it's a real kick in the nads
you can
die instantly.
Kind of play the game against itself a little bit, maybe pick up a caveman and chunk them in there. But otherwise, they're best just left alone. Warcraft 3 Ancients. Oh my goodness. I remember playing a lot of Warcraft 3 in my high school days.
Right on.
Like all the cool kids did.
I did.
And the Ancients were really interesting because they were a night elf building, but unlike other buildings, they could also uproot themselves, walk around a little bit, and then they could also, some of them could punch your enemies when they came in to invade your base, unlike, say, the human buildings, which are, what, made out of rocks?
Snooze fest.
What a bunch of cavemen.
Now, can you imagine, Max, having a tree uproot itself and then go to step on you with its big trunk feet?
It's very Tolkien-esque.
Yeah, I don't even want to imagine the feeling of being crushed beneath one of these
Now,
nations.
I would rather say, present you with the scenario of tree uproots itself, you've got a sweet tree house set up in there,
like
and
the
you're
night
hanging
elves
out,
do.
you're hanging out in that, and it's a good time. You're walking around.
You're on the shoulder of a giant,
That's right.
and it's just pulverizing people. Now, the Metroid series has a lot of plant-type enemies. You know, it's an alien exploration. You're gonna find some weird plant life,
flora and fauna,
as it were. But the foie gras from Metroid Prime is one of the freakiest of them all.
I'm not talking about the delicious
foie gras. No,
or maybe
this is
goose.
not force-feeding some form
avian.
of poor animal. This is a humongous, like insect-like creature. It's got these huge mandibles.
Okay.
And it's got like a face within its face, and it looks like a huge insectoid, which is kind of weird because it's a plant. The game tells you it's a plant.
I'm basically just imagining an alien from Aliens, but it has like a little row of flowers around its face, and then the little mouth comes out, and it's got a little row of flowers around its face.
It's a bit like that.
Okay,
it's a
great.
bit like that. And this isn't the first boss in the game per se, but it's the first one that gives a lot of people trouble because you actually have to think when fighting this guy, shoot away the sun plates that are bouncing that vitamin D into the plant. That's what gives it its power.
This is science we're dealing with.
Yeah. And then you gotta turn into ball form, roll up to the roots, and then bomb them.
Yeah.
So all in all, a pretty terrifying encounter with a very killer plant. All right, so those are our picks for the top 7 plants that will totally kill you in video games, that is.
Of course, not in real life.
Yes, if you have anything you think we missed, let us know in the comments below. And for more awesome top 7 videos and more videos in general, go to Games Radar's YouTube channel. In the meantime, Max, you got a plant of your own, right?
Yeah, I got this little friend here, and wait a second. Oh God,
no.
He's getting a little feisty.
Max, no.
He's getting a little feisty, Lucas.
Please.
Oh
Please.
Jesus! Oh no!